Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. I hope you ever had a great holiday weekend. I know I did, and we're back now, and hopefully we're back with a profitable week this week. It definitely it was a little bit challenged today. We were down on the Nasdaq. We were down on the Dow and we were down on the S&P, but just very, very slightly. And so, not really anything to really work about. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 just really quickly here and see kind of how it was up. It was up all the way, and then this is the spider, and then a pullback a little bit, a little bit, and down at the end of the day. So. Definitely kind of a mixed day. Just want to show you the stock of the day. It's one that I think everybody's familiar with, and that, of course, is Google. And I currently own a position in Google. Let's take a look at the stock. It is set up very, very well. GOOG or GOOGL. Actually, they're the same. It's both Google Series A, Series C. I typically trade the Series C, but it really doesn't matter because they're kind of both trade in tandem. Here is a chart. Here's a live chart of GOOG. This is the Series C stock, Series C shares, and they typically trade almost exactly the same. But what we're talking about here today is that we've pulled down all the way almost to the 50-day moving average here, and we did bounce up right at 120. Let's take a look at the after hours. I want to take off some of the notes that I have on my screen here. I'm just going to jump off. There we go. Here's kind of how it's trading. Came all the way up. This is the local high 129. It's pulled all the way back to the 50-day moving average, and it's bounced up. So this is viable, I think, right now. Let's take a look at the 21-day moving average. Yeah, it's right on the 21-day. So this is potentially a really good entry point for Google if you're interested in it. Again, I have a little bit of Google, and I definitely think it's giving us an opportunity to get back in the stock. If we take a look at the weekly chart here, as you can see, Google has pulled way down, and now it's starting to make its move up. So this is kind of potentially a good entry point. Currently in the after hours, it's up 122.67, and this is indeed the IBD stock of the day. Definitely something you should look at because it's a rare entry that we get like this for a company that's such a quality stock. It's got a composite rating of 91, which puts it in the top 10%. Which is really quite excellent, and basically it's bounced off of the 10-week average, and now it's basically we could make an entry at 121, anything about 121 or better. Currently it's trading at 122, so definitely a good entry point for for Google, and it is the stock of the day. And that definitely makes it something that's really pretty good, looking pretty good. I definitely have a lot of positions, so I'm just going to go through and try as quickly as I can with you. Of course, I'm up on Tesla as well. That was up just a little bit less than a percent today, about 2.66%. Down a little bit on Nvidia, but up on Palantir and again Google. Of course, that was the stock of the day. On holding, down a little bit on this one. This is definitely giving us another option to enter it as well. Extreme Networks down a little bit. IoT, this is Samsara down a little bit, unfortunately. Shopify down, and the one that big down was AEHR. May cut that one, don't know. And then made a nice buy this morning on AI, which is C3 AI. Let's take a quick look at that one, just real quickly. AI. And take a look at that chart here. And let's see, go back to the daily. There we go. And this is the chart for C3 AI. It made a nice move. It made a nice move today up, and it pulled back. It pulled back to kind of a higher high here, a little bit less than the A little bit less than the 21-day average. It's a little bit extended. It's 10% above the 21-day line, but did quite nice. It was up significantly today. It was up, and it's off slightly in the after hours action, but that's the one I did buy today, is AI. And I'll be putting my stop loss probably very close to about 38. And I definitely think it's also buyable again if it moves above 40 like it did today. So we'll see kind of how it looks, but this kind of gives you an idea of what I'm currently in. I did sell and rebuy AMD. This one's making a nice move as well. Let's take a look at it just on the live chart. AMD. All right, there we go. And okay, it did pull all the way down, and then it's kind of down a little bit, and then down a little bit after hours. But it's right at the 21-day exponential moving average. This is a good buy point for it, basically right on that line. So if we get a bounce here, and I think it's very likely that we will, this might also make a good addition as well. AMD, I'm sure everyone's heard of it. One of the reasons why it's doing as well as it's doing is because of the AI play. I do have one short. I did short Las Vegas Sands, interesting stock, and I'm short Las Vegas Sands, and it was down today, so that's nice as well. I'll show you where I shorted that one. LVS is the symbol. Yeah, let's move over there. There's LVS, and pull it up on the screen. There we go. All right, so here's LVS, and this is what I did short today, and I basically shorted it right about here. There we go. You can kind of see where the short was, and then we've pulled down. Now I'll probably close the short. If it moves down to about 50, I'll be closing the short. But I shorted it today. And then it took a dive down there. I shorted it at about 57. Let's see if they get that exact number for you. Yeah, about 57.50, and then it moved lower. And then I'll be closing the short right here at about 50 if it comes back down to the 200-day moving average. That's where I kind of expect it to get some support. But Las Vegas Sands, I'm short. Las Vegas Sands as well. So there we go. That's kind of the long and the short. All right, thanks for waiting, everybody. Still appreciate it. Let's get up the comments here. Oops, come on. There we go. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Lisa. Appreciate it. Yes, I did have a great weekend. Didn't really do anything. Just hung around here. It was kind of hot here in Dallas. Please look at SNN. I'm underwater. Ouch. Shoulder cut. You're probably going to have to cut, but let's take a look at SNN just real quick and see if we can see what we can see here. Let me zoom in a little bit on this chart. There we go. All right. So SNN. Taking a second for it to it does not seem to want to work. Come on. SNN. Smith. And okay, this is one of the oil service stocks. Let's jump on over. I'm not as familiar with this one, so you'll have to bear with me a little bit here. But I want to look at the chart here for SNN. This was going in nice, and then so then it took a dive on Friday, on Monday, and then it came back down. You know what? If you're down more than 6%, here's what I would do. The bottom of the consolidation is 29, so here's my advice would be to set a stop loss right here at the 21-day exponential moving average. But let's see exactly where that would be. Here's what I would do, Lisa. I would set a stop loss at 29.61. 29.61 is where I would set a stop. So that's what I would do, and I would make sure it's a market stop on this one. But so set a stop at take a look at that. Yeah, 29.53. So that's kind of where I would set my stop. I would set a stop there so that you don't get caught. Yeah, you just don't get caught on that. That's where I would be. That's where I'd be setting my stop, 29.53. So that's kind of what I do, and I think I would cut there as well. So make sure that you don't, you're careful on that one. All right. Thank you, Jerry. Can you do AMD and CRM? For everybody out there, AMD, of course, is Advanced Micro Devices. Everyone knows that. CRM is Salesforce. Let's take a look at CRM first. And let's take a look at, CRM's been doing well as of late. It's got a really nice chart, and there we go. So let's take a look at the chart for CRM Salesforce. Yeah, we're right on the 21-day exponential. That's this green line here, 213. Not really giving us. I mean, this isn't what I would call a bad entry point, but it's not a great one either. That's 210. It's pretty good. I mean, I like a lot of things going on with this. Let's see if I can. Let's see if it'll give me 78 checklist. That's pretty good. And on the technicals, yeah, about 1.38%. So yeah, I mean, I think this is moving right up, but really not necessarily the greatest buy point. So I would say, this is okay. Let's look at AMD. I think AMD is giving us a better opportunity, and that's one of the reasons I rebought it today. I sold it, took a little bit of profit, and then I re-entered it. And this is AMD here. And it came and moved above that 21-day line. See, I like patterns like this where the buy point's 102 here, see. It comes down, it comes almost to the 50-day line, testing it, coming above that, and now it's to the 21-day, testing that again. I think this is the better of the two buys. 113.68 currently in the aftermarket. This is giving us a little bit better opportunity than CRM is, I think. But this checklist is weaker, so it's really kind of a toss-up. I like to think that, let's look at the pattern recognition here. Yeah, 102. So, they're both not the greatest entry points, but I like CRM better. I like AMD better. And so it kind of, this is sort of the reversal line. So I definitely think it's probably going to move higher, it looks like. Though there was a little bit of selling today. So I would probably, out of these two, they're both pretty good, but I would probably lean towards AMD. That's my that's just my opinion here. So I lean towards AMD. All right, and Lisa, thank you. Please. Okay, we took a look at SNN, and all right, we're gonna take a look at. Let's see if I can. Oops, there we go. All right, so let's take a look. Sarah, let's look at Cisco. Boy, I haven't looked at Cisco in years. CSCO. This has been it's funny because this is a similar stock to Microsoft. When I bought Microsoft a few years ago, about over 3 years ago, before the pandemic, I started buying Microsoft as and I hadn't owned it in 16 years, and it was really interesting because it had taken that long to come back from its higher high. So what I want to do here is I'll look at the monthly chart for Cisco and kind of go on the Wayback Machine here Boy, we have to go in the way, way back machine, I think. But this is the monthly chart of Cisco going back basically to about 2007. And we had our higher high here, about 64, but it looks like, 71. I don't know. I'm of two minds. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, 60. Sometimes it takes a really long time to base out. Let's go to the daily chart to see. Yeah, this probably wouldn't be a pick for me right yet, but it is starting to show some good chart action. I mean, definitely seeing some good chart action. The 50 is moving above the 200-day. That is the golden cross, so that's looking good. And it's moving up from here. Pulling back to the 21-day line. I mean, you theoretically could buy it here. Yeah, but I probably wouldn't. I think that there are better options, Sarah, than Cisco right now. But definitely you could buy it here. You're close enough to the 21-day line, so that definitely would work. I mean, it definitely would work there, but I don't know. I would be a little bit leery about buying it there. Let's look at Marvell. MRVL. I think that's a better choice. MRVL. And there we go, Marvell Technology. Yeah, this is a little bit better chart. This is forming basically what you call a, I don't know if this isn't really a high tight flag, but it's kind of similar. We came, if we draw the reversal line, let's do that. If we were drawing the reversal line, this obviously was the ultimate place to buy it about the third week of May. Of course, I didn't buy it there. I wish I had. It's in this base pattern called a consolidation, and it goes from about there to there. And what happens? It came down, and then as it comes through this was the place. But it would have been very hard to buy it at this level because it was below the 200-day line. But one of the things that did happen is right here, the 50-day moved above the 200-day. That's showing a lot of strength, and definitely you can see it kind of moved up anticipating that, but it's pulled back, and now it's at the 21-day line. So this is probably a better buy because this is a decent buy at the 21-day line. It's only 2% of the 21-day line, so I think you could buy it here. I think you could buy this one here. So of these two, Cisco and Marvell, I think Marvell is absolutely the better of the two, at least for right now. So that would be my take on it. I think that, probably you want to go with Marvell. And I definitely think you could buy it here, at 59.81, which is where we are currently. So I definitely think you can buy it there. All right, Sandeep, thank you for that. Google, we covered that a little bit earlier. So let's go to Snow. And let's go to Snow and look at the chart for that. Okay, I'm currently not in Snow, but it is very, very heavy on the institutions. A lot of institutions own it, and so it's a great stock. It's just I can't get everything. There's so many good things going on. Here's one thing I like about the Snowflake chart right now is that we have the 50 moving above the 200. That's very bullish. It's below the 200-day. It's above the 21-day line. So here's what I would do. It did pull back. This looks like it's getting ready to go. The only issue here is that the relative strength line is moving lower. So it's losing relative strength. So here's what I would do on this one. I wouldn't buy it at the market. I would see it's up a little bit in after hours. I would see if you could buy it with a buy stop limit order. That's what I would do here. So I would try to buy it with a a buy stop limit order, and then the limit would be set at the 21 line, which let's take a look at that one. 21-day line is 175.24. Uh, 175, 24, and 80. 179, 179, no, 175, excuse me, 24. So here's how I approach this one, Sandy. I would set a buy stop limit order where, and what those are, buy stop limit order is basically what happens is it goes up to the limit order, and the limit is the okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty there. So what I would do here is I would buy this on a buy stop limit order. And this is Snowflake, and basically the way this buy stop limit order works is as the stock moves up. Now currently it moved down today. It moved down about 2%, but in after hours it's starting to make a move higher. So when it opens tomorrow, I would set a buy stop limit order with the stop being at 175.25 and the limit being at 175.29. So as it comes up, it buys it as it's making a upward motion. So that's how I would play this stock. I definitely like this stock a lot. It's a good sector. The checklist is fairly strong. The technicals are pretty good on it. It's right below the 21-day line. Again, I would try to buy it just above that 21-day line. Currently, the 20-day line is at 175.24, so I'd try to buy it at 175.29. That's where I'd try to buy it with these buy stop limit orders. So definitely looking very good, and it's in a good sector. The software enterprise area is a top area right now, and so it's looking pretty good. So yeah, I definitely like Snowflake. All right, let's look at BOIL. BOIL. That's the natural gas play. I'm currently not in this one. Not really a yeah. Okay, so yeah, right. I probably wouldn't be interested in this one that much because, as you can see, it's just moving down. So this is the natural gas play, the triple leverage. Just not something you want to see if, right now, at least for now, it's in moving down. I wouldn't touch this one. Maybe it'll bounce, who knows? I just don't know on this one, but I wouldn't be in this one. Even though you might be able to make a little bit of money at the margins, I would stay away from this one right now. Trading natural gas is one of the most difficult trades out there. And I definitely am not an expert at it, so I would probably stay away from this one. Just would. All right, please comment on earnings play for TSM. Of course, that's Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, and ASML. And AMSL, of course, makes the world's most advanced chip lithography machines. And will it run like NVIDIA? Probably not. Probably not. I wish it was. What I did is I gave up trying to buy TSM and ASML, and I just started buying more NVIDIA. I sold some of my. I think that NVIDIA is still the one in the driver's seat. But let's look at both of them let's look at TSM first. And Taiwan Semi is a great company, but it's just one of those things. It's pulled back a little bit. Let's take a look at the chart. There we go. It's pulled back to the 21-day line, so that's good. We're almost right at the pivot, 98.99. Interesting. And we're up after hours. So this is making a bounce. This is going to bounce a little bit higher, so I like that. Let's look at ASML. Yeah, let's look at ASML. Another nice chart right at the 21-day line. But here's the thing. Let's take it. Let's compare these charts. Let's compare these and see kind of what's going on. And I'm going to compare them basically since four. Oops. One. All right. This is ASML and ASML, TSM, and NVIDIA. All right. So. So if we compare these all together here, and this is the best of the last 4 months. This is ASML. It's up about 5%. TSM almost the same, but look at the performance of NVIDIA. Now I'm not saying that NVIDIA is going to continue like this, but I was looking at all of these stocks. What I did is look at them. I just said, well, I just have to buy some more NVIDIA. So I think that your better buy is just to wait to see if you can get NVIDIA and not ASML and not TSM. I think that the better move is to just buy is just really to buy NVIDIA, and that's what I did. So let's take up the NVIDIA screen. There we go. So this is NVIDIA. And the question is, will NVIDIA give us another opportunity? And I definitely think that it still is, because I did buy it. I mean, I bought it, even though, I bought it today basically at 420. Well, not quite 420, a little bit higher than that. This is, I think, still, it's, even though this is not a traditional place to buy it, it's still, if you look at that, we're right, we're only 4% above the 21-day line. We've got an excellent checklist, and this is the leader. This is the clear leader. So I wouldn't buy either of them. I would, I just think I wouldn't do an earnings play on TSM or on ASML. I would just buy NVIDIA at this point. That's what I would do. I would just buy NVIDIA, because I think NVIDIA, it's just, with this AI, it's just doing great, and I think you just need to have a little bit of you just need to have a position in NVIDIA. That's all. Rivian, if you can explain it, please do. All right. Well, Rivian. I think Rivian got a deal for some electric trucks in Europe. RIVN. I want to take a look at it. It did move on that news. Yeah, they got Rivian. And it does look like it's coming up off of a very, very deep base here, because it came up. But here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with Rivian. This may get stronger, but it's still below that 200-day line, and I don't like that. I want to see it move above that 200-day line. Now it's getting very close, and if we look at the weekly chart, maybe. But I just don't like the way this chart is. Now you might be able to make money on this. You might be able to make the money of it, but for my money, I probably would not be buying Rivian. And it's just because I don't like this chart. I don't like this chart. And here's the thing. Let's compare the both. Let's compare a dollar that was invested in Rivian versus in Tesla. So what I'm going to do here is go from the fourth, go from the end of the first quarter, and that's May. So no, starting in April, and I'm going to compare Rivian with Tesla. Yeah, okay, well, almost the same. I stand corrected. So, you know, we might have done as well with we might as well done as well with Nvidia. I mean, with not Nvidia. We might have done as well as with Tesla. So let's look at the comparison here. Okay. Okay. So here's the comparison with Rivian versus Tesla. And Tesla is performing a little bit better, but Rivian is doing remarkably well. And I'm amazed at this, actually. You know, this is if we started basically in April 1st with $100, and we put them in Rivian and in Tesla. We'd be a little bit better off with Tesla. Tesla's up about 37%, whereas Rivian is about 30%. So that's really, really good. But you know what? I think it's better just to get, you know, I think it's going to be a lot safer to buy Tesla. I really do. I just think Tesla is going to be the one. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla is the leader. Rivian is not, even though they're up about the same. I think Tesla is the one you really want. And let's look at the Tesla chart here real quick. This is the Tesla chart. Now, normally you don't want to buy in a gap up like this, right? It came down, it tested at the 21-day line, it's moved up, but look, it gapped up, but it held the gap up. So and it's going up in the after hours. So I think that Tesla's going to be on a little bit of a run here, probably up to about 300, and I think that's definitely coming. See what's happening here. This was the higher high, about 300 there, and you can see it's making its way towards that. It's forming this, it's coming out of this base, and it's moving higher. So the next real resistance for Tesla is going to be at about 300, and I definitely think we're going to move up there because it's already showing it in the after hours. So with Rivian, I think you're better off just buy fewer shares of Tesla rather than Rivian. I'm not, you know, I'm ragging on Rivian, but I just think that it's a better deal. All right, we did cover a little bit of a Tesla. Let's look at BABA. I wish I was more bullish on BABA. I'm very negative on the Chinese market right now. There's a lot of reasons for it. You know, I wish I'd be more positive on it, but this is not a very good chart. This is the BABA chart here, and as you can see, the BABA chart just goes straight down. So I don't really like BABA very much. I don't like to buy charts like this. I don't like to try to find, you know, I'm not a good bottom fisher. I'll be honest with you. Now, I still think this is going down. The relative strength is 17. I just don't think BABA doesn't look really, really good. I mean, it's sort of, you know, this was its heyday. This is when it hit its peak, and that was back here in December of 20. So a long time. It really hasn't been a rising stock since then. It's been in a decline. So it's had some upward moves, but it's primarily in a decline. So not really what you want to look at. Now let's compare that. Let's compare BABA. Now let's look at Tesla. Let's look at the Tesla chart. And with the Tesla chart, it's a totally different story. It's made its bottom here. It's already made its bottom, and it's just moving up. So it pulled down and then it's moving back up. So this is a better bet than BABA. And if we look at the daily chart, it's evident there. Where I get the 313 is right here. This was the last higher high, 313. So we've formed this base in here, and now we're making its way up to this limit. So I definitely think we have, you know, it's relative. It's going to be, I think, relatively easy for it to close this gap up to 313. So that's my take on it. I probably would not be a buyer of BABA right now. I just wouldn't. I think it's, you know, I think the Chinese stocks will come back into fashion, but I think right now they're just not a good deal. All right, Mike is looking at FLS, and let's take a look at FLS with Mike. All right, here's FLS, Flowserve. Good choice, by the way. Some of these industrial stocks have been doing really, really well. Flowserve is definitely in that, you know, Flowserve is definitely in that category. Nice, you know, it's starting to come out of these bases. It's moved above the pivot. 3509 is the pivot. There's another little, this is a cup with handle. There's another buy point, 3756. Let's just do a little trick here. Let's draw a reversal line. And we're definitely above that, so we're definitely headed higher. The question is, how close to that 21-day exponential moving average are we? Look at the technicals here. Boy, we're really close. This is a good place to buy it. This stock is looking pretty good, Mike. I think you could take a position here, and it is looking good. This is a good-looking stock. Nice after-hours action, 36.75. I really like that. Earnings in almost a little bit less than 30 days, so that's decent. Let's just take a look at a few more items. I want to look at some of the financials here. I'm just going to jump over here and see if I can take a look at that. Okay. Oh, okay, so we're up 19%, had nice earnings, 471%. Wow, that's really good. Nice cash flow. I love these cash flowing companies. PE is excellent, 26. It's right about correct. Yeah, return on equity 8%. I say this is definitely a winner. I definitely like Flowserve. I mean, I like this chart. I really, really like this chart. And 86 relative strength. You know, of course, I would wish it was 90, but it's over 80, so that's a winner. Let's look at the checklist here real quick. Yeah, it's a very strong checklist. The only thing is sales are not up as much, but everything else is. So I think this is definitely doable here, Mike. It's really, really good to me. Any oil stocks? Great question. The stocks that have been doing the best in the oil sector aren't the oil stock. Well, they are the oil stocks, but they're not the oil stocks. If there's anything, if there is an oil stocks, they're the oil service stocks. And the best of the breed is Tidewater, a TW. I think that's TW. Is that, no, Tradeweb. TDW. I think it's, yeah, TDW is Tidewater. That's the best of the breed. Yeah, there we go, Tidewater. This is a good stock. This is the one that I think that you might want to look at. It's just come above the buy point, the 51.88 buy point right there. And it moved up and it's pulled back a little bit. So here's what I would do on this one, and it's down a little bit. This one's buyable. It's 98 relative strength. But I would try to buy it as close to that, as close to the pivot as I could, 51.88. So here's what I would do with this one if you want to buy it. And this is a good stock. I would set a limit order at, and I think that would right at the pivot, 51.88 would probably be the best place to buy it. So here's what I would do. Set that limit order to buy it at 51.88. That's where I do. That's right. That's this line right here. I think what's going to happen is this has formed a base. It's moved above the base. It's going to pull back, and then try to buy it right there, or maybe just a little bit higher. You might be able to go up to about 52. So I'm going to kind of change that a little bit because I don't think it has to come all the way down to the pivot to buy it, but 52 would be another good place to buy it. would be right about there. And you can do that with a limit order. You can do that by setting a limit order. Basically the limit order is, is that you're going to buy it up to a price of $52. And so right now it's higher than that. It's a $54.32. If it pulls back, and then to 52, you're going to be able to buy it at that price. And I think that that might work really, really well. This is a very good stock, Tidewater. That's the one I would definitely look at buying. All right, let's look at CMG. This is Chipotle. This is probably the best of the breed when it comes to restaurant stock. It's very strong. This one, probably not, because it's got I could buy 100 shares, so I probably pass on this one. But let's hear There we go. We're back. A little bit of an issue with the permissions on this one, so I got to reset that. I don't think this is worth buying. Probably would not be buying this one. All right, let's see if we have anything from TikTok. Anybody watching on TikTok, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see what we got here. How about PBR? This is coming from. All right, interesting. Okay, so we've got a lot of questions here, and I've been your thoughts on Rivian. We did Rivian. We did Tesla. Let's look at Delta Airlines. That's a good one as well. Let's take a look at Delta. And this is a TikTok question, so let's look at Delta. DAL, Delta Airlines. And the travel stocks have been doing much better. I mean, definitely much better as of late. And this is Delta Airlines. Okay, let's kind of move that over so everybody can see it. There we go. All right, it's come out of this base. Yeah, it's very nice. 95 relative strength. I really like that. It's above the 10-day line and it's moving higher. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Price to earnings 10. Okay. Let's go back here to the 50. Okay, so this was the higher high. There, we're starting to make money. Huh, very nice. Okay, it's earnings in 8 days. I would wait on this one just because you don't want to, let it go through earnings. If it does well in earnings, that might be an opportunity to get in. It's got a 100% checklist. Yeah, this is looking very good. Surprising. I hadn't really been looking that much at the airlines, but you're right. I mean, this one definitely is viable. I mean, it's got a very good cash flow and a very good price to earnings ratio of 10. That's pretty amazing. That's very low. And it is starting to make a higher high. So I don't know. I think that this might be something you could do here. But I would wait until earnings. I would wait until earnings. Earnings are basically on the 13th. So it's July 13th is when the earnings for Delta are going to happen. So I would wait on this one. So just my opinion. I like this one, but I would watch list this one. I would not. I would not be buying this one. So I would watch list and buy potentially after 7/13. So that's kind of my take on it. So I think you need to put this on the watch list. I wouldn't buy this right away, but I would potentially buy it after 7/13 if it continues to move like this. This is a pretty good looking chart, And yeah, I definitely like it. So so definitely very good. All right, we'll probably get the last ones here. All right, Mr. Deep, thank you. Jets. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Jets probably is. This is a really good suggestion for everybody because this is the ETF, and the advantage of that one, especially in a volatile sector like airlines, is that you're going to get a better look. And I think this is in a better position to buy as well. This one, there's a cup with handle here. There's the buy point there, and it's in the buy zone. So I definitely agree with you. I think that this is definitely the better play. I think you're absolutely right about this. Definitely the better play. Cup with handle, and then it's in there. Because the problem with Delta is it's a little bit extended, and I just think that with a sector like, the thing about travel is that nobody really has an edge in travel. It's kind of a commodity play because it doesn't matter if you go on United or Delta or Southwest. They all kind of they all use the same planes, and they fly, and it's a very commodity driven business. So I think that's a great way to play it, which is with this ETF, which if the whole sector is moving, that's how you want to play it. I think you're right, Deep. I think you're right on that. Right on. All right. Well, let's see. Let's take one more. I think we're almost out of time, and I think this will probably be the last one. And this is going to be for love. Will it continue to run? LUV. This is also in the airline sector. This is Southwest. LUV. There we go. Southwest. Yeah. I mean, I think it might. I mean, here's the thing about it's come above the 200-day moving average, so that's very, very, very good. Now, here's the problem. We still want to see the 50-day line move above that 200-day line. If it does, then that's the golden cross. But right now, it's just above that 50-day or the 200-day line. Still pretty good, but who knows if it's going to continue to run. I think you're right. I think the better play is with Jets. I definitely think Jets is the better play. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you had a great holiday weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. It's going to kind of be a short week this week. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Thanks, everybody. And by the way, please, 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 I'm going to be offering hopefully, I'm going to be offering some deals here. I need to get a renewal of my software, and I'm hoping that people out there can help me with it by joining the Discord room. I'm going to try to put together an offer so that I can keep sending you, I can keep using the MarketSmith software. Unfortunately, it's very expensive, and that's part of the reason I do this show is to defray the cost of it. So I'm going to try to find a new way of putting that together. I may have a little bit of a gap there, but so watch out for the offers. And please, if you haven't already, hit the if you haven't already liked the show, please do. That really helps us. Please smash that like button, and also subscribe to the show. So I'll be back tomorrow, but smash the like button, please, please, please. And also, if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, that really helps us. That's at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. If you could do that, that would just super help us as well. And of course, that's on YouTube. So until tomorrow at 5 o'clock, thank you guys so much, everybody. Hope to see you back here and with your questions, and hopefully we can analyze some stuff. The market's in an uptrend. I am a little bit over 100% invested right now. What that means is I have some margin, and I think we're going to be in a kind of a bullish trend, at least for the next few weeks, and maybe hopefully for the next few months. But so stay tuned, and I think we're going to make some money as we go forward. So see you tomorrow. Happy trading.